Hey guys, it is Friday, October 22nd. This is 2010. This is my fourth video today, so I'm kind of spoiling you guys a little bit because I'm in the mood to shoot videos. So I want to give you guys, this is a web video. This is purely going to be a web video, and I want to give you guys an update on where I am with everything because I know a lot of you are waiting for the web stuff, and you got to keep in mind when you build a blog, a content management system, forums, a chat room, threaded private messaging, and you do it all to the highest possible standards, and you don't cheap out using things like inner HTML or document right or putting your scripts at the bottom of the body element. When you do things the right way, it takes a little extra time. But I do have kind of an important announcement, which kind of meaningful. I am now feature complete as intended for version 2.9.0. There are going to be sub-releases like 2.9.1, 2.9.2, 2.9.3, etc., where I'm going to be releasing features that didn't make it, but my goal is to get as many features to maintain the site so I can, make sure that socially it's civilized, that commies aren't running around loose and trying to, screw with you guys, and because they're out there and they are destroying the world pretty effectively. And right now I'm at the point where I'm basically just porting content over from the old version of my site, the version 2.8, which is the live version, which is, it's great for some functionality and some aspects of what I worked on it, but it is still stuck in third-party Mojo land, where I really could not throw myself full dedication at it, because it was stuck depending on WordPress as a blog and forum software. And thankfully I learned how to do databases. And so writing my own software. So version 3.0, for example, will be not an entire rewrite where I spend another 2 years, and for example, spending over 2 years. I started learning databases in the summer about 2 years ago. So like summer 2008, I think, yes. So writing all this stuff from scratch is not exactly easy, and then writing it to the highest possible standards is pretty crazy. And then other things like, on a 36K modem, you go to the page, and it'll load under 10 seconds on a 36K modem. And on every subsequent page load, except for if you go to a gallery, obviously, and I generally don't put images on my blog, so generally most pages except for the gallery will load 2 to 3 seconds on a 36K modem. So I've really, really, really optimized it. It does not have everything in the world. I don't have caching enabled on dynamic files. That's something I'll deal with in the future. I don't have delete and report tools for private messaging, but you can't delete something, so don't bother to message people with something that someone else would report you for, because you can't delete it, and I can see it. And once I introduce the ability to delete something, if someone reports it, I can still see it in the database regardless. So that's why I decided not to release those features. Because when you build something, all this from scratch, it's okay to release it as a stripped down platform. Because I think of it as an analogy. Now, I'm not an Apple fan, though the analogy of OS X works out nicely, because when they released OS X initially, it didn't have much. But obviously, it was a stepping stone for things to come. They got like 10.1, 10.2, 10. They're like up to like what 10.6, 10.7 now. So whereas every Mac OS operating system or whatever before that was like, I guess, a complete rebuild. Whereas this has been built like future-proof. Like there's like very minimal on database queries and whatnot. So, but anyway, so my goal right now, where I'm gauging, is I'd like to get live middle of November for my birthday. That is very, very subjective. Very subjective. I might be able to do it. If not, I'd like to at least get to beta. I'd like to get to closed beta first, which I will send some people invites, so it means only people who I invite can test it. It's ready for testing. And the second beta is for open. It's totally open. I'll post a video and you guys can just flood in and go crazy and just check things out. And I don't know as far as content now. Content-wise, what I'm doing is I just finished the last non-content feature that's going into the site. It's a security mechanism. Not so much. It's not really user-oriented, though it does kind of include users. It's a kind of all-round security mechanism. I'm not going to go into that right now because it's not really the point of the video. Though I wanted to explain that that mechanism took me about a week and a half to really test it out and make sure that it'll be a viable security mechanism for the site. So a week and a half on top of that with some computer hardware clients, and I had to get back to my own web clients and whatnot and all that good stuff, and working on the content. So, but yes, I do have web tutorials, and they're not like you're going to conquer existence web tutorials. What they are, though, are they emphasize the basics of where everyone else fails to get the basics. So, for example, on my site, when you resize the browser window, everything is liquid. It'll automatically adjust, and there'll be 1 pixel on the sidebar, between all the form elements and everything, and it works perfectly. And except for maybe negative margins, I don't know if that's a CSS 1 or 2 thing. I think it's CSS 2. But besides that, it comes down to things like CSS level 1 and having a fundamental understanding of that. So there's going to be things on there that, at face value, if you judge the book by its cover, you're like, why did he bother to build this? I already understand this. But for most people, I think they will get a lot out of it if they understand it in the context in what you'll learn from other places. Because you're not going to learn what I'm teaching here at my site once I get it up and running. It's a lot more organized. It's a lot cleaner. Again, it's not going to have all the features. It's not going to have multiple theme support. I think I'm going to leave a test theme in there to show that it can theme out, but I did that theme like a year ago, and it was just to show that I can theme things out. So there's a lot of things I still have to work on, and there's going to be those major sub-revisions like 2.9.1, 2.9.2, and so on and so forth. But I don't have to do major rewrites, and there's going to be a lot of juicy things I'm going to be doing in the future. There's a lot of very solid technology, a lot of proof of concept technology in here. There's a lot of juicy things that I can utilize and will utilize in the semi-near future. That you guys are it's going to be sitting there, and you're going to be using it, and you're going to have no clue of what more it's capable of. So there's a lot in store for version 2.0 of my site. And I've already given you guys some glimpses of the site in some of my past videos if you subscribe and watch them. So I'd say you guys will have a hands-on sometime between middle of November earliest. I wouldn't not promising anything because it's done when it's done. Though when you've got such a huge dinner on your plate, it's about figuring out what to work on, what you can and what you cannot manage to fit in feature-wise. So I think I struck a pretty decent balance considering I've written an entire blog form and all that good stuff from scratch. Not using third-party software, not using frameworks, really optimizing the heck out of it, front, client and server side, etc. So you guys will see it probably as late as early December. That is my goal. So it's coming. And once I get that done and out, I can relax a little bit, 1. And 2, I think I'm going to play a lot more shooters. So you guys can see me suck at the shooters again. And I'd like to also, if you guys want to message me now, I now do not completely suck at StarCraft 2. So if you guys want to go ahead and private message me here on YouTube, send me a message, and we'll try to see if we can work out a match if any of you are around at the same time as I am. If you guys, I warn you, if you cheap out, then I will curse you out. Well, not curse you, but I will call you out here on the video. So don't cheap out and get like 5,000 void rays. We can't get 5,000 because it's left cap of 200. But if you like come over to my base of like 50 void rays, that's lame and retarded, and that's that doesn't take any skill. But if you guys do want to, if you guys are reasonably good, but you don't like totally rape like everyone in the world, and you don't completely suck, then you're somewhere in the middle. Then you might be a good matchup. Let's go head to head, or we could do play co-op against the computer, or maybe go against other players. I don't know. Let me know. Send me a message, and we'll see. And maybe even I can, because of the replays, I can post a video of it if we do if we go against. You can't say PvP now because there's like Protoss versus Protoss. So if we go human versus human, if you're not cheap and it's an epic battle, even if I lose, post a video. So we'll see. So I'd like to get more gaming videos out there. So it's just that you can only handle so much as a human being. But things are happening. This is 2010 is the year of the bull. 2011 is the year of the shining star. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. And take note, there are 3 other videos I'm posting today. So I'm kind of trying to get you guys some stuff to watch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around.